Hello, very good afternoon. Welcome back to our new chapter. So this is Kranti Reddy, your maths mentor. Let us start with chapter 2. What is chapter 2 name? Chapter 2 name is polynomials, which is a part of algebra. So we are going to see what is a polynomial first of all. How polynomials will be there. Polynomial is basically in the form of ax power n, where a is a real number and it should not be equal to 0. I told you ax power n, then what should n be? N should be non-negative integral power, means it can be 0, it can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3, it can be 4 and so on. But it cannot be any negative value and it cannot be any imperfect square, it cannot be any imperfect cube, it should not be in decimals, it should not be in whole number, and that x should not be in division. If any of this case is there, it will not be a polynomial. So what is a polynomial standard form? It will be in the form of ax power n, where a is a real number and not equal to 0, and the power of x should be non-negative integral power. So what we are going to see in polynomials first of all. First the introduction of the chapter, then what is the geometrical meaning of zeros. You are going to see what is the meaning of zeros. If you say zeros, what are they mean? So next we are going to see relationship between the zeros and coefficients of the polynomials and the summary of the chapter. And in 4 to 5 videos we are going to complete this chapter. And let's start with the topic of polynomials. I defined you polynomials. A is a real number except 0. So first of all, you identify what is a in everything. See first example here. What is a? Root 3. A can be root 3. Yes, it is a real number. It can be root 3. That's what you learned in chapter 1. Real numbers. All rational, irrational comes under real numbers. Now, if you see here, what is this? A 7 by 9. Let us say, sorry, nothing is there. Yes, nothing is there means 1 by default. Is it correct? Yes, very good. But the problem in polynomials is that you should check the power of the variable x. The power should be non-negative integral power. Okay, the power of the variable x should be non-negative integral power. If you see here, the power is 2. So it is a polynomial. It is a polynomial. Now comment about this and this. Are they polynomials? Yes, then how? Explain it. Same way, let's go to example 2. Look at the power, it's minus 2. It should be non-negative integral power, but this is negative. So this cannot be a polynomial. Same way, you see which are not polynomial. And the third, see x square plus 5 by x. X is in division. How can you write 5 by x? We can write 5 by x as 5x power minus 1. We can write 5 by x as how? 5x power minus 1. So this cannot be a polynomial. What about this? What about this? Sir, root 4. Root 4 is a perfect square because square root of 4 is 2. Now someone may raise a question, sir, when it's root 4, it can be plus 2 or minus 2, correct? It will be a polynomial if it is plus 2. If I consider plus 2, it is a polynomial. If I consider minus 2, it is not a polynomial. So therefore I am considering plus 2, it is a polynomial. This is not a polynomial. What about this? This is not a polynomial by default because x should be non-negative integral power, whereas it is root 2. You cannot express it because it is not a perfect square. Now we are going to see the classification of polynomials on 2 categories. What are the 2 categories you are going to see? The 2 categories are on the basis of degree and on the basis of terms. Polynomials are classified into 2 types. They are on the basis of degree, on the basis of terms. On the basis of degree, on degree, on terms, on the basis of terms. So degree means the highest power. What does it mean by degree? The highest power. If degree is 1, it's called linear polynomial. Linear polynomial. If degree is 2, it is called quadratic. Example of linear, very good. So example is what? 5x plus 3. Because degree, variable x you should check. Next, quadratic polynomial. What is quadratic polynomial? Degree 2. Degree means what? The highest power. What do you mean by degree? The highest power. Any example? Let us say x square plus 5x plus 6. The power of this x is 2, the power of this x is 1, x is not there, means power is 0. Which is the highest power? 2. So degree is 2. Same way, we are going to learn the last, according to ncert, is cubic polynomial. Is what? Cubic polynomial whose degree is 3. For example, x cube plus or x cube minus 9 or x cube minus 8. This is the degree of the polynomial where degree is 1 means before this number shouldn't be 0. Same way degree is 2, the number before this shouldn't be 0. Where degree is 3, the number before this shouldn't be 0. Same way when you tell on the basis of terms. Terms are one term, 2 terms, 3 terms. 3 terms are possible. More than 3 terms are also possible. If terms are 1, it's called monomial. It's called as what? Monomial. So example, one example is 5x, one example is 7. Anything, one example is 9x square. It's a single term, single term, single term. Let's say if you're asking me example of 2 terms. What are 2 terms? Take this example, 5x plus 3. What are the 2 terms? 5x is 1 term and 3 is 1 term. So this is called binomial. And the third one, 3 terms. What are 3 terms? Take this example, x square plus 5x plus 6. How many terms? X square is 1 term, 5x is 1 term, 6 is 1 term. So this is about on the basis of terms, on the basis of degree. Don't confuse between terms and degree. Terms, power doesn't matter. Okay, just you see how many terms are there. Whereas degree means power matters. Whereas degree means power matters. Now someone may ask, sir, what is the standard form of linear, quadratic, cubic according to NCERT? According to NCERT, linear standard form is ax plus b, where a should not be 0. If a is 0, it is not called a linear polynomial, because if this is 0 means only b is left out. No variable, so it's a constant. Same way, quadratic polynomial standard form, sir, ax square plus bx plus c, same condition. A should not be 0, b and c can be 0, no problem at all, only a shouldn't be 0. The same way, cubic polynomial standard form, ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. So this is about the polynomial definition. What are we going to learn in this chapter of polynomials? And on the basis of degree, on the basis of terms, and we are going to focus on the basis of degree in this particular chapter. We are going to learn geometrical meaning of zeros of a polynomial. So what is the meaning of geometrical meaning of zeros of a polynomial? Is the point where graph meets the x-axis. The point where graph meets the x-axis for a polynomial in variable x. Only where it is meeting x-axis for a polynomial in variable x. So let's start with linear polynomial. Linear polynomial means what? Degree 1. What is linear polynomial? Degree 1 where a is not equal to 0. One such example of linear polynomial, y is equal to 2x plus 3. You may ask why, what is y? So actually, standard form p of x equal to ax plus b. Nothing but p of x equal to 2x plus 3. While solving, instead of p of x, we will take y. Now substitute x value is 1 or 2. And when I substitute x value as minus 1.5, I got y 0. When I substitute x value as 0, I got y as 3. So now which one is the 0 here? Either this or this. I told you, geometrical meaning of zeros in variable x is the point where graph meets the x-axis. Where is the graph meeting the x-axis? Exactly here. So this is a 0. The polynomial in variable x, that's linear polynomial, is having how many zeros? 1, 0. This graph name is called straight line. What is called? Straight line. One such example. Same way for a quadratic polynomial, degree is 2, where a is not equal to 0. But for a quadratic polynomial, 3 different cases are possible. You see, in case 3, it is not at all touching x-axis. Case 2 is touching x-axis exactly at one point. See here, nothing but 2 equal zeros. Case 1 touching x-axis exactly at 2 points. See the first point, second point. In the second example, first point, second point. So a quadratic polynomial has at most 2 zeros. At most 2 zeros means what? Maximum 2 zeros or 1 0 or no zeros. That is the meaning of at most 2 zeros. And you are going to apply this at most 2 zeros concept for probability. So be careful. Now if you see here, this graph is inverted U. This is U. This is inverted U. This is U. This is U. Now you may get a question. So why you are telling me this? If the graph is U, that means your A is greater than 0, means positive value. If your graph is inverted U, that means A is less than 0, means negative values. The same way, if you do for cubic polynomial, see first example, second example, third example. Here this graph is meeting x-axis at how many points? 1, 2, 3. Whereas this graph is meeting exactly at 1 point, only at 0. This graph is meeting x-axis at exactly 2 points, 1, 2. So this is plotted especially for x cube minus 4x. This is plotted for x cube. This is plotted for x cube minus x squared. So a cubic polynomial has at most how many zeros? At most 3 zeros. Or at most means what? It may have 3 or 2 or 1 or no zeros. This concept we are also going to use in probability. Now degree 3 at most 3, degree 2 at most 2, degree 1 is having only 1 0. So first topic was about interaction of polynomials. Second topic, geometrical meaning of zeros. The third topic, already told, verification between the zeros and coefficient. In order to verify the relationship between zeros and coefficient of polynomials, we should know first the zeros, then the coefficient, and what to verify. So let's start with the question. The given polynomial is x squared minus 2x minus 8. What is given polynomial? X squared minus 2x minus 8. To find zeros of the polynomial, we should equate p of x to 0. Nothing but x squared minus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. Now using trial and error method or middle term splitting method, you can get x square minus 2x minus 8 as x square minus 4x plus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. Now there are 4 terms here. What are they? One is x square, one is minus 4x, one is plus 2x, one is minus x. In the first 2 terms, x is common. When you take x as common, what you are going to get? X of x minus 4. In the next 2 terms, 2 is common. When you take 2 as common, 2 of x minus 4. From here again, x minus 4 is common, x minus 4 is common. Take out x minus 4 as common, equal it to 0. And what when you take out x minus 4, what is left? X plus 2, equal it to 0. When you equate it to 0, send this to other end, transpose or balancing method. X is equals to 4. To send plus 2, x is equals to minus 2. So 1 0 will consider as alpha, 1 0 will consider as beta, because we need to verify the relation. Verifying the relation means you need to verify the sum of zeros or roots and product of zeros or roots. Sum of zeros, alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. So what is alpha? Alpha is 4. What is beta? Minus 2. So what about b and a? Very simple. The standard form of polynomials is ax squared plus bx plus c. Compare. In place of a, nothing is there, so plus 1. In place of b, minus 2. In place of c, minus 8. So now alpha plus beta is equal to what? Minus b by a. Nothing but 4 plus of minus 2 is equal to minus b by a. Minus sign is already exist and b is minus 2. So minus 2 by 1. So minus into minus plus 2 by 1. Plus into minus minus 4 minus 2, 2. So 2 is equal to 2. So sum of zeros has been verified. Sum of zeros has been verified. Same way verify product of zeros. What do you mean by product of zeros? Alpha into beta is equal to c by a. Alpha into beta is equal to c by a. What is alpha? 4. What is beta? Minus 2 is equal to what? C by a. Then what is c, sir? C is here. What is c? Minus 8. What is a? 1. So minus 8 by 1, minus 8, minus. So what is verified? Product of zeros has been verified. Product of zeros has been verified. So now you may ask me, sir, I want to learn middle term splitting. Very good. We are going to tell that in the next session. But before that, you have some homework questions. Wait. So here you see the first question. Write in the same way. Find the zeros. Same way. Solve this and find the zeros. Now, sir, this is when A, B, C are there. What if B or C is missing? How to find zeros? Middle term is still valid there. No, middle term is not valid there. I'll give you the trick for that. So here if you see ax square plus bx, what is missing? This is 4u square plus 8u. C is missing. Don't know middle term. Very simple thing you should do. First equate this to 0, because we need to equate it to 0. When you equate it to 0, what is common here? 4u square plus 8u, 4 is common, u is common. Take out 4u common. When you take out 4u common, u plus 2, meaning 4u into u, 4u square, 4u into 2, 8u. Equate this to 0, this to 0. So 4u equal to 0, u plus 2 is equal to 0. Transpose it to other end, so u is equal to 0. Nothing but alpha is 0. Here u is equal to minus 2. nothing but beta equal to minus 2. Now you people do it as homework how to verify the relation. Now again, if you see over here C is missing, sir, but here B is missing. How can you tell, sir, B is missing? It's very simple, sir. Ax square plus bx plus c. T square is there. Can anywhere T term is there? Not there. So B is missing. As B is missing, how to solve? Again, equate it to 0. When I equate it to 0, minus 15 going to other end becomes plus 15. Square coming to here becomes under root 15. Now, the square root of 15, we are going to get two values, that is plus or minus. For example, square root of 4 is plus 2 or minus 2. Square root of 9 plus 3 or minus 3. The same way, the square root of 15 is plus root 15 minus root 15. One root 15 we are going to take it as alpha. Other root 15 we are going to take it as what? Beta. So now, sir, then how to practice more questions when here you are telling B, C is missing, you are telling B is missing. Very good. I created some question for you people so your practice will become easier. So wait, see here your homework questions. X square minus 7 you take and solve it as homework. And here you take and first you check what is missing, how to solve, and this is in this method. I only gave you zeros. You are supposed to verify the relationship between zeros and coefficient. And now major question in you, sir, how did you get minus 4x plus 2x is what your question. That's the middle term splitting. I'm going to explain you the middle term splitting method. So let's start with the middle term splitting method. For the same polynomial taken there, it's nothing but algebraic expression. We'll start normally. So this video is helpful for grade 6 to 10. So middle term splitting is there till 10. So for each and every 6 to 10 students, it is helpful for you. Let us learn. So if you see here, x squared minus 2x minus 8 is given expression, algebraic expression. First equate it to 0. Now always you are supposed to compare it with standard form. What is standard form? Ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Now comparison. Compare x square minus 2x minus 8 equal to 0. If I compare very carefully, observe very keenly over here. In place of a there is 1. Nothing is there, means plus 1. In place of b, minus 2, because the coefficient of x is b. The coefficient of x is minus 2. Whereas here the constant term is c. Constant term is minus 8. So a is 1, b is minus 2, c is minus 8. So when you're doing middle term splitting, you need to follow this rule. Don't forget that. The first step is a into c. What is a, sir? So just now we did. What is a, sir? A is 1. What is c, sir? Just now we did constant term, c is minus 8. So what is 1 into minus 8? Minus 8. Again, what is 1 into minus 8? Minus 8. The first step is very clear. A into c. The second step is very simple as well. What is second step, sir? Second step is b, sir. What is b over here? So b is minus 2. Absolutely correct. B is minus 2. So write b as minus 2. Now, you should split b in such a way that you add or subtract, you do whatever you want. You need to get minus 2. Solve this. Minus 4 plus 2. Minus 2. Condition 1 is met. Condition 2, the same numbers where you are getting minus 2, if you multiply, you should get minus 8. Both conditions should be satisfied. Again, I'll repeat. What's the first condition, sir? It should meet minus 2. See, minus 4 plus 2, minus 2. Why I'm telling you very specifically? Because minus 6 plus 4 is also minus 2. First condition is met. But what about the second condition? What is second condition? If you multiply these two, it should be minus 8. Minus 4 into 2, minus 8. So first and second condition met. If you see minus 6 into 2, minus 12, don't take, because second condition is not met. So they should satisfy second condition also, first condition also, because minus 4 plus 2 is minus 2. Minus 4 into 2 is what? Minus 8. That's why you are supposed to split b. Middle term splitting means what is the middle term in ax square plus bx plus c? So middle term is b, sir. That's why this is called middle term splitting method. So splitting the b, so instead of minus 2, what we got? Minus 4 plus 2. So b is with coefficient x. So minus 4x plus 2x. In these two, what is common? Sir, in these two, x is common. In these two, what is common? Sir, in these two, x is common. So taking out x of x minus 4. So in these two, what is common, sir? Sir, it's very easy, sir. In these two, 2 is common. So plus 2 of x minus 4. Again, over here, x minus 4 and x minus 4. X minus 4 and x minus 4. So this is common, taking it out. So x minus 4 of. When you close x minus 4, what is left? X is left and plus 2 is left. When you close x minus 4, what is left? X is left and plus 2 is left. So x minus 4 of x plus 2 equal to 0. Now minus 4 is sent to other side, it will be plus 4, plus 2 is sent to other side, it will be minus 2. So these are the zeros, nothing but the values of x. Meaning, when you substitute 4 here, this answer will be 0. That's why it's called 0. When you substitute minus 2 in this polynomial, this value will be 0. That's why it will be 0. And we learned geometrical meaning, degree 2, at most 2 zeros. So it is having how many zeros? 2 zeros. The same way, you can also solve for 4s square minus 4s plus 1 and 6x square minus 3 minus 7x. But one thing twist is there in this question. Can you guess that twist? Comments. Till now we have learned introduction, geometrical meaning of zeros of a polynomial, how to find zeros of a polynomial, and I have shown you the middle term splitting. It's very important for 6 to 10. Now the last topic of the chapter, when sum of zeros and product of zeros are given, how to find a quadratic polynomial. Not only that, when zeros are given, how to find a quadratic polynomial. So let us start with the concept of when sum of zeros and product of zeros are given. Thank you. So let us start it. So see here, sum of zeros and product of zeros are minus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. So what do you mean by sum of zeros? Last class we learned alpha plus beta equals to minus 1 by 4. What do you mean by product of zeros? Alpha into beta, correct. Alpha into beta is equals to what? 1 by 4. Now when sum of zeros, product of zeros are given, to find a quadratic polynomial, we are going to use this relation. That is k of x squared minus alpha plus beta of x plus alpha beta. Now substitute. K is constant, we will choose next step. What is k? X square as it is minus alpha plus beta is what? 1 by 4 x plus alpha into beta is what? 1 by 4. If you see here, there is no denominator here, whereas here 4. So k should take this value so that this 4 will be nullified. So let k equals to 4. What is let k equals to 4? When you take k is equals to 4, what is 4 into x square? 4x square. What is minus is there? Has to, so keep minus. 4 into 1 by 4. 4 into 1 by 4. So 4 is in numerator, 4 is in denominator. They will get cancel each other. So minus x. Again plus 4 into 1 by 4, again 4 and 4 cancel each other, 1 is left. So what is the required polynomial when sum of zeros and product of zeros are given? 4x square minus x plus 1. Sir, you solved it, we understood. What about the questions? Very good. I am into that. So minus 3 by 2, 1 by 2. Can you solve? What is minus 3 by 2? Sum of zeros alpha plus beta, and this is alpha beta. Now what if it is 0 comma minus 2? This is alpha plus beta, this is alpha beta. So then any more values are possible? Yes, root 3 you take and minus root 3 you take. Check it out. Try it as a homework. Now, so you told us when sum of zeros, product of zeros are given. What about when zeros are given? Last class we found zeros. Remember the last class zeros? What are they? 4 and minus 2. Same way I gave you some zeros here. The zeros are minus 2 and 3. What are the zeros? Minus 2 and 3. How to find quadratic polynomial? When zeros are given, to find quadratic polynomial, the same relation we are going to use. In this relation, I need alpha plus beta, I need alpha beta. But what is being given? They gave alpha minus 2, they gave beta 3. Now we should find alpha plus beta, then substitute. Check it out. So alpha plus beta equals to minus 2 plus 3 minus 1. No, plus 1 because plus 3 minus 2, different sign subtraction and bigger number sign. What is alpha into beta? Alpha is minus 2, beta is 3. Minus 2 into 3, nothing but minus 6. Minus 6. Now substitute. K is constant, we'll choose the next step. X square as it is. Minus alpha plus beta, how much we got? 1. So 1x, nothing but x only. Alpha into beta minus 6 plus of minus 6. Now in denominator, nothing is there. Means it's constant. We should take it as 1. So let k equals to 1. Let k equals to 1. When k is 1, 1 into x square, 1 into x, plus into minus. So what are we going to get? X squared minus x minus 6 is our required quadratic polynomial. Sir, we understood your basic. Now how to solve some homework questions? Can you? Absolutely correct. I'm going to give you some homework questions. 5 comma 2 minus 3 comma 4, 8 comma minus 1. So if people try to find out the zeros over here, and all the zeros have been given, so find sum of zeros, product of zeros. After that you find a quadratic polynomial. So both concepts have been done. Whether the topic of polynomials has been completed, chapter summary, introduction, geometrical meaning of zeros of a polynomial, and after that verifying the relation between zeros and coefficients of a polynomial. After that, when sum of zeros and product of zeros are given, how to find a quadratic polynomial. When zeros are given, there is nothing but alpha beta, how to find a quadratic polynomial. With this, NCERT chapter 2 has been completed. But there is one request in one of our previous video comments that they need to learn division of polynomials. That one special video I am going to do for that child, and it is helpful in SCRT. Welcome back to our new video on divide a polynomial by another polynomial. So we are going to learn in this video how to divide a polynomial by another polynomial. This video we are doing because of request from one of our viewer in your previous video. So let's learn this. So look at your first slide. The question is divide 3x cube plus x square plus 2x plus 5 by 1 plus 2x plus x square. This is a polynomial because standard form ax power n, where a is a what, a real number, and x should be non-negative integral power. X should be what? Non-negative integral power. But before that, we need to sort out the order. Here order you see 3, 2, 1, 0, good. But here 0, 1, 2. So when you're doing, you're supposed to write it in order. Means first x square, then 2x, then 1. So we're going to divide this polynomial by this polynomial. Let us start our question. So if you see here, sorting out the order we wrote, x square plus 2x plus 1 divided by what? 3x cube plus x square plus 2x plus 5. Trick is very simple. First term by first term. What is the first term here? 3x cube. What is the first term here? X square. So do that. So 3x cube by x square. Square and cube will cancel. What will be left out? 3x will be left out. So right here 3x is our remainder. Now multiply this 3x into x square is what? 3x cube. Same with 3x into 2x is what? 6x square. 3x into 1 is what? 3x. Now change the sign so that cancellation is possible. So minus, minus, minus. Plus 3x cube minus 3x cube will cancel each other. After that, plus x square minus 6x square is minus 5x square. After that, 2x minus 3x is what? Minus x. Now what is left out? 5 is left out. Bring it down. So plus 5. Next. Again same thing. First term by first term. What is the first term over here? Minus 5x square by x square. X square will cancel each other. So minus 5 is left out. Write it here minus 5. Minus 5 into x square. Minus 5x square. Minus 5 into 2x. What is minus 5 into 2x? Minus 10x. Minus into plus. Minus 5 1 is what? 5. 1 is what? 5. So minus and plus is what? Minus. So this is minus 5, not plus 5. So this is what? Minus 5. 10x minus 5. Now when you want to cancel, we are supposed to change the sign. So this becomes plus. This becomes plus. This becomes plus. So plus 5x square minus 5x will cancel each other. Plus 10 minus 1 is 9x. And this is plus 10. This is our remainder. Now you know division. What is division? Dividend equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So let us enter out. So this is dividend. This is divisor. This is capital D, dividend. This is divisor. And this is quotient, small q. And this is remainder R using division rule. So let us write before that. Let us see this. Dividend equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. If you use this rule, then you will get this dividend as it is. You multiply this and this, add the remainder, you are going to get your dividend back. So this is about dividing a polynomial by another polynomial. Sir, it is okay, but we want to practice more in this concept. How can we do? Sir, before that, one more question. Sir, why did you stop here? Why you are not dividing 9x with x square? Someone may get it out. Don't do it. Because when you do 9x by x square, my answer is 9x power minus 1. Can the power of a polynomial be negative? No. That's why you are not supposed to go for the next step. The last is x power can be 0. 1 is there. We should not do, that's why stopping it over here. Now let us take some homework questions so that you can solve. So let us take one question is x cube minus 3x square plus 5x minus 3 by, you divide this by another polynomial x square minus 2. Second question, x power 4 minus 3x square plus 4x plus 5 by 2 minus x square. These two you do it as homework. So the polynomials has been completed as per request. I also added the video of that child as. Thank you. Have a good day.